It's just so good.
I want more.
I could easily make you another one after this video.
Another one? Mm-hmm.
Today, we're going to be recreating 3 classic, absolutely delicious fast food restaurant menu items. I'm going to be recreating Shake Shack's classic Shack burger, Taco Bell's chicken quesadilla, and McDonald's crispy chicken snack wrap. But we're going to be making ours more calorie and macro friendly. I'm going to be showing you guys the calorie and macronutrient breakdown for all of the dishes I make today. And we're also going to take a look at the calorie and macronutrient content if I were to get them at the restaurant compared to when I make them at home. We're going to start with probably my all-time favorite burger, the Shake Shack burger. So there's no denying that the Shake Shack burger is absolutely delicious. I feel like there's like 3 things that really set it aside from other burgers. 1, it's the potato roll that they use. 2, the sauce that they put on it, and it just makes it taste amazing. So we're going to be creating that sauce today very shortly. But I also feel like it's the way that they season their beef and the quality of their beef. I feel like in comparison to other restaurants, their beef just tastes amazing. And I feel like it's the perfect combination of just like having enough salt in the beef. So I already prepped a few things for us. We prepped our lettuce. My mom gave me a lettuce spinner, so I finally got to use that. So we just got iceberg lettuce here, and we washed it and put it in the salad spinner, and then put it back in the fridge so that's nice and crisp. We also got a nice ripe tomato here, as ripe as we could get during this time of the year. And we just kind of cut it up into little, I would say like 1/3 inch cut slices. And then I already prepped the beef. All that I seasoned it with was a generous amount of Himalayan sea salt. You could use whatever type of salt, but that's just kind of what we have here. And fresh cracked black pepper. I think there's something about just a really salty burger, but Shake Shack does find a way to make it not so salty that it's gross and that it just tastes good. After I season the beef, I use my scale to break it up into 4-ounce, basically pucks. And we are going to be kind of squishing these down in our cast iron once we get to making everything. So I just kind of wanted to show you what we already had prepped. So to get out of the way, we're going to start with the Shake Shack sauce. So we're going to start with some Hellmann's. I used light mayo as a sub instead of the full fat mayo. It's just a nice way to cut down on calories and some fat. So we need a 1/2 cup of this Hellmann's light mayo, or 52 grams. So we're gonna put it on our scale and then just kind of scoop it out from there so I can make sure it's as accurate as possible. And that's 52. So we'll put that to the side. After that, we need 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. This is my favorite mustard, I guess next to spicy brown. So we're just gonna give that a good shake. And I have my measurement spoons here. So we're gonna put a full tablespoon of Dijon mustard in there. We're just gonna scoop that all into our bowl. Next, we're gonna need 1 tablespoon of ketchup. I'm using Heinz Simply ketchup. There's no artificial sweeteners in it. I have nothing against artificial sweeteners, but I just like the taste of this one a lot. So fill that up and then place that in our bowl. Then we're gonna take our dill pickles here. I just got kosher dill pickles from my local grocery store, and we're gonna take a teaspoon of the brine from our pickles. I just got these recently and it really makes life so much easier. I just used to eyeball it for everything, but I feel really official with my spoons now. All right, so 1 tablespoon of the brine. Okay, next we need 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And this is just crushed ground cayenne red pepper. And we'll take 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. And then finally, we're just gonna do a few cracks of Himalayan's pink sea salt. That's what I have. So I'm just gonna do literally like 2 cracks of that just to get a little bit of salt in there. And then we could mix it all up from there. And this is gonna be our sauce. And I think that this is what really sets the Shake Shack burger apart from other burgers. It's all about the sauce. That's the same thing with the Taco Bell sauce. And I will say, I think with the Taco Bell quesadilla, my sauce, like I feel like I did nail it. It reminds me exactly of like the mild sauce or whatever sauce they put on their quesadilla. So I'm excited to show you guys that one. Okay, let's just give it a little taste test. So good. It's gonna taste so good with the beef. Now that your sauce is done, we could kind of cover this up and just kind of put it into the fridge until we're done with everything else and ready to bring it back out. Okay, so we're gonna start by preparing the buns. First, we're going to melt about 10 grams of salted butter in our stovetop pan over medium heat. A cast iron skillet is definitely preferred for this one, but not a necessity at all. We're going to toast our buns in the pan until they're golden brown or toasted to your preference. I like to get a little butter on the top of the bun as well before I put them to the side, so that's why I'm turning the bun over and kind of buttering them up a little bit here. By the way, you guys could download the full recipe and directions to all 3 of these recipes. The link for that PDF download will be in the description below for you. Then we're going to place our beef pucks into our pan over medium-high heat, so we're just turning that heat up a little bit. You're then going to take a firm metal spatula and press the pucks into patties. The thinner that you can make the patty, the better, because it will be able to get a little bit more crispy around the edges and in general. Then you're going to leave the patties cook until they're brown and crispy on the bottom. This will take a few minutes, so give them time and just check on them once or twice. Once you flip your patties, you're going to place a slice of American cheese on each one, and then once the cheese is almost fully melted, you could take those patties out of the pan. I let one of my patties cook a little longer actually because it just wasn't quite crispy enough for me. All right, guys, so burgers are done. They look absolutely beautiful. We're gonna start by layering on our lettuce. So just kind of putting the lettuce on top here. And I did notice that with Shake Shack, they do use a lot of lettuce, which I personally love. I don't know if you guys have even ever tried their lettuce wrap cheeseburger. So freaking good. So I'm just doing a little bit of lettuce, and then I'm just gonna do 1 tomato on each of the burgers. And then we're gonna take a little bit of sauce here and just kind of spread it on the top. You could use as much as you like. I do like them saucy, so I probably will do that much. Really just kind of smear this in. We are going to be having my boyfriend do a taste test because he also loves Shake Shack burgers. So we're going to see how they compare. All right, and then we're just going to kind of fold that on top. They look so good. Look at this burger. Absolutely beautiful. I wish I had like that little thing that they serve it to you in. Okay, you guys, let's give this a taste test. So excited. I'm sure I look a mess right now, but I can't even explain to you how amazing this is. Like, for using 93.7 beef, the beef is still so juicy. This is freaking amazing. I would prefer this any day over Shake Shack, and it's way, way less expensive to make. Let's go get my boyfriend and have him do a little taste test. Guys, this is my boyfriend, Sean, also a fellow YouTuber, but he is an expert taste tester, and I know that he will not lie to me. So we're gonna see if he likes the Shake Shack burger that we made at home.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's so good.
It looks really good.
It's so good.
Who's gonna finish these?
Me. On a scale from 1 to 10.
It's so hard because, like, obviously Shake Shack burger is super good.
So good. But this is the potato
knowing
bun.
that you have like some cleaner ingredients that get some points up.
All homemade, except for the American cheese.
1 to 10 as is, like an 8.5, 9.
I'll take that.
In contrast to Shake Shack, if Shake Shack's a 10, it's probably like
Shake Shack is a 15 out of 10.
That's very true. It's probably like a 7. It drops a little bit in contrast, but knowing how clean it is, it bumps it up for sure. It's super good.
Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I am honestly still shook about how good that burger was. Apparently, I now have to make my boyfriend 3 more. So I'm gonna be working late tonight, but let's move on to the Taco Bell chicken quesadilla, which is also delicious and comes with the most delectable sauce. It's literally my favorite sauce. I crave it randomly in the middle of the night. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to make that. And this one is one of the easier recipes, so I hope that you enjoy. So like most great sauces, the base of this one is also mayonnaise. So we're going back in with the Hellmann's light mayonnaise. And this time we're gonna be using 1/4 cup. So the thing with a lot of these healthier recipes or like calorie-friendly or macronutrient friendly recipes is that you're really just looking for easy swaps. So again, like instead of using whole fat mayo, I'm using a light mayo. Instead of using 80/20 beef, you use something like 93.7 beef. It's really just looking for ways to make easy swaps instead of kind of rearranging your whole diet and completely cutting out food groups. That's the way I like to live my life, at least. It just is easier for me, where I could enjoy something like that freaking delicious Shake Shack burger once in a while. So yeah, it's all about making the easy swaps, and that's kind of what the point of this video is, to show you that you could still make really fun foods. You just have to think a little bit and just kind of try to find some good substitutes, which you could literally go to the grocery store and find 20 different variations of everything nowadays, so it's not too hard. Okay, next we're gonna use these sweet and hot jalapeno pepper slices. We do have to chop these up a little bit, so we only need about 2 tablespoons. I guess I should probably grab a 4. So we'll just take a few of these. Oh my gosh, I can't even get any. We're gonna put them on the plate. We're also gonna need, ooh. Did you guys see that red long hot one? We need that. Oh, it's putting up a fight. Okay, we're probably not gonna get it. So I think that's good there. These peppers are my recent obsession. I've been literally putting them on everything. If your grocery store doesn't have like these sweet and hot jalapeno slices, then they just have regular, that's completely fine. Instead of, you know, getting the sweetness from this ingredient, you could just add a little bit of whatever sweetener you want to use, regular sugar. I use monk fruit sweetener a lot, Splenda. Usually just kind of like a little, like a teaspoon or a half teaspoon will do just fine. So, and then we're actually going to do a 1 full teaspoon of the juice. This is a half teaspoon measurement, so that's why I'm using it twice. So there's 1 full teaspoon. And then we have a bunch of spices we have to add in. So we're going to go in with some cumin. And we're going to do a half teaspoon measurement of cumin. Shake some of that off. Half teaspoon of that. Then a half teaspoon of paprika. Awesome. The only thing about this recipe is that it does require a lot of spices, so I did have to go out and buy some cumin because I didn't have that. But I think it's worth it. We're gonna do a half teaspoon of our ground cayenne red pepper again. And then we're gonna do a half teaspoon of our garlic powder. I could literally drink this, but I won't because I'm on camera. All right, so please don't spill everywhere. Okay, and then we're just gonna do a crack of some salt in here. 2 cracks. All right, once we're done adding in all those ingredients, we're just gonna give this a nice mix. And this is gonna be our yummy Taco Bell sauce. I didn't really cut up my peppers into super small pieces because I kind of like getting those little chunks. But if you guys want to cut yours up into really small minced pieces because you don't want the chunks in there, please do that. This is just how I prefer it. And then I'm gonna just add like a little bit of water to this because I want my sauce to be a little less thick. So we're literally just gonna add a dash of water at the sink here. Then we'll come back over and mix it up. Okay, yeah, that's more of like the sprinkle kind of sauce texture that we're looking for. All right, so we are done with our sauce, guys. Great job on that. Now we have to cook the chicken tenders. We're just gonna put some plastic wrap on this. I'm gonna actually put it to the side. I don't wanna put cold sauce on my quesadilla. So I'm gonna leave it out and just kind of let it sit at room temp. All right, guys, so next we're just gonna prep our chicken. I like to cut this into slices before I cook it. I just find it a lot easier. So we're just gonna take about 5 ounces of our chicken tenders. We're gonna cut them into little slices. And then we're gonna season them with salt and pepper before we throw them into the skillet. Okay guys, welcome back to the stove. So we're gonna heat our skillet on medium heat here. So I'm just kind of turning it to like 6 or 7. Just gonna let this heat up for about a minute or two, and then we're gonna spray it with a little bit of olive oil, and then we will put our chicken cubes in here and let them cook up. Once your chicken is fully cooked and brown like mine looks here, we're then gonna take the pan off of the heat and use a different pan to brown and crisp the tortilla. I just sprayed down a little olive oil, which, by the way, I got this oil spray bottle on Amazon. I'll put the link for you guys in the description below in case you're interested, but it saves you a lot of calories and money because those oil sprays you buy in the store are expensive and I feel like they get used up really fast. But this one has lasted a long time. So we're gonna place our low-carb tortilla wrap in the pan, and then we're gonna place 1/4 cup of cheddar cheese and chicken on one half of the tortilla, and then the jalapeno sauce that we made earlier on the other half of it. Let that cook for a few minutes for the tortilla to get brown and crispy and for the cheese to melt. Then fold the sauce side on top of the chicken and cheese side. You're then gonna let that cook for 2 to 3 minutes more on each side before you plate it. All right, you guys, our chicken quesadilla is done. For the finishing touch, I just kind of like to sprinkle a little sauce on top just to give it some pizzazz. So now we're just gonna cut it into our little quesadilla triangles. And then of course you could always put more dipping sauce on the side if you want some. You could see I love like the little peppers in there. You could see the cheese. The chicken is super fresh and was really tender. It was like breaking apart in the pan. Obviously, not even just thinking about like calories and macros. This is real food, fresh ingredients, and you really can't beat that. So let's give it a little taste test. And then this is gonna become my boyfriend's second dinner. She's got a little spice, but it's not a lot. I'm very sensitive to spice, so on a level from like 1 to 5, it's probably like a 2. I know I'm a little sissy bitch, but the sauce is so similar to Taco Bell's. And again, for me, I guess I'm just like a huge sauce and condiment person, but that like makes it. In addition, just having really good quality chicken. I didn't buy like organic or anything. I just got chicken breast tenderloins, but it's very fresh and tender, and I just think altogether this is so delicious. And there's so much fiber in these low carb tortilla wraps. I think there's like 15 grams, so you're getting a high protein, high fiber. There's some calcium from the cheese. It's really all around just a great meal. And then it also kind of ticks off that box if you're looking for something that's similar to a fast food restaurant, because like sometimes you just are craving something like McDonald's, but to me this is really just as good. All right, y'all, I saved the easiest recipe for last. Like I said, I am kind of like a lazy girl, kind of gourmet chef. I don't know how you could be both, but I've found the way. So we're gonna do the crispy chicken snack wrap from McDonald's. And hilariously, as I was at the gym today, I saw that they're actually bringing the crispy chicken snack wrap back in 2025. And I was crying laughing because apparently there's been a petition. Some of you may be a part of it, and that's what drew you to this video. But there's been a petition going since 2016, almost 10 years, to bring this snack wrap back. So yeah, I don't know. Big day for all the snack wrap lovers. Really happy for us. But anyways, we're gonna go over how you can make one at home really fast, really easy, and just make it really good. So I am a huge fan of these Just Bare lightly breaded chicken breast fillets, or they also have nuggets. The calories and macronutrients on these are not bad at all. One fillet is 210 calories, 8 grams of fat, 14 grams of carbs, and 22 grams of protein. And the quality of the meat on these is honestly really surprising. When I first tried these, I was kind of getting prepared to take a bite and have one of those like tendony kind of pieces. I don't know if you guys could relate, but I've bitten into some frozen chicken patties before, and there's there's some like squishiness to it in the bite. I don't know how to explain it other than like you're biting into a tendon. Disgusting. Totally gives me the chicken ick. These are not like this at all. They're like regular chicken, like real chicken that you got, you know, fresh from the grocery store, but you don't have to do all the cornflake work. So I'm gonna be using an air fryer with this chicken today, but there's also ways you could use the microwave oven and the conventional oven. So basically, I think you could get these in most stores, and there's tons of different versions. I also get the Costco Kirkland version of these, which are probably a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie. I can't remember the macronutrients, but they taste almost exactly the same. So if you can't find these, you could find a ton of different variations. So to get started, we're just gonna take out one of our fillets here and put it onto our little whatever this is. And then we're gonna pop it into the air fryer. I usually like to do like 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And I feel like that gives it that crispiness and cooks it all the way through. So we're gonna do that. And while that's heating up in the air fryer, we're gonna prepare our lettuce. Yes, we have lots of work to do with this one, so I'll be right back. All right, so my mom's salad spinner is making an appearance. This was the first thing she got me when I moved out. So thanks, Mom. Gonna have to send her this video. So we're just gonna cut up a few pieces of lettuce here, nice and fresh and crispy. It's weird to think that lettuce could be like make or break for a meal, but it really is. Like I said, same with the tomato. You gotta get a fresh tomato. You gotta get fresh lettuce. Nothing worse than some nasty wilted lettuce. So I'm just doing a basic little chop here, and then we'll go through and pop it up again. Wow. All right, all the prep work is done. All right, guys, so after 20 minutes and your chicken is good to go, we're just gonna cut it into little strips here. And you can kind of see how good that meat looks. It looks just like real chicken, because it is. But again, like a lot of times with this kind of chicken, it just doesn't look real. So this is actually great quality and tastes phenomenal. All right, and then we're just gonna basically start layering onto the burrito here. So I'm gonna start laying down my lettuce like that. Just a little bit more. I love a lot of lettuce. Then we're gonna go in with some 2% sharp cheddar. Again, instead of whole milk or like whole fat cheddar, we'll go in with a little bit lighter. You could also get fat-free if you really wanna make it even less calories. Awesome. And I think it's like weird. Usually you would like kind of like melted cheese, but there's something about it just being like this, not melted, that I think is what makes the chicken snack wrap so good. And then we're just gonna put our chicken on top there. Perfect. Just gonna save a little bit of room so we can kind of roll it up at the bottom. And then I got light Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. We'll put about a serving size of that on there. Just sprinkle it on like that. Guys, I already know this is gonna be freaking phenomenal. So I'm gonna do my best to roll this up. I'm not the best burrito roller, but we will try. Kind of contain it in there. Squish it over. Roll that in, roll a little more. And then there you have it. That is our snack wrap. Okay, let's do the taste test. This is a snack wrap through and through. Exact same taste. Way better calories, way better macronutrients, much more protein, and just like better ingredients all around. Absolutely no difference with this snack wrap, guys. So they could bring back the snack wrap in 2026 for all I care. I'm gonna be sticking with this one. And after you guys try this, I think you will too. All right, we're gonna save the rest for the boyfriend. He's lucky. I love him. I appreciate you guys sticking around to learn all these recipes. If you want the full recipe, you guys could download the free PDF version of all of them. I'm going to put the link to that in the description below for you, so you know exactly what ingredients I used, how much, and how to make them as calorie or macro friendly as you want to. If you guys want to see more recipes, I did make this video right here where I taste test some of the most viral healthy recipes. I'm going to tell you exactly which ones are worth your while and worth your money. Thank you guys so much. See you on the next video.